In this Inkscape lesson, we'll learn a couple different ways to put text on a spiral using the Put on Path text feature. To begin, let's zoom in some on the page here by putting the cursor inside it, then holding down the Control key and scrolling up the mouse wheel. Okay, so to create some text, we could use the text tool here, but because I just want to use some random text, I'll instead use the Lorem ipsum extension by going to Extensions, Text, Lorem ipsum. Let's go ahead and check live preview here. As you can see, this extension creates a text object with random placeholder text flowing within the page. I don't really want this much text, so I'm going to change the number of paragraphs in here to 1, and the number of sentences per paragraph to something like 4. Maybe a few more. That should be good. Alright, let's go ahead and click Apply and close this out. Now we can select the text object, hold Shift and Control, and scale up the text by dragging one of the scale handles. Let's now create a spiral, which we can do by switching to the Spiral tool here, and clicking and dragging in the canvas. Now we can switch back to the Select tool, which I'll do by pressing the S key, then hold Shift and click the text object to add it to the selection, then go to Text, Put on Path. And now we have spiral text. And the cool thing about this is that we can still modify these objects like normal. For example, we can deselect the objects and select just the text object, then switch to the Text tool, which we can do easily by double-clicking the text object, and we can add or delete text if we want. We can also change things in the controls bar, like the font family, the font size, etc. I'll drop down the spacing box here and add some spacing between the words with this box. We can also change the color of the text. We can modify the spiral as well. For example, we can switch to the Spiral tool and select the spiral, then adjust its handles. I'm holding Alt here as I drag the inner handle to change the spiral's divergence. We can also switch to the Select tool and resize the spiral. Now by default, the text begins at the inner point of the spiral. If we would rather it begin at the outer point, we have to reverse the direction of the spiral's nodes. To do this, with the spiral still selected, we first have to turn it into a path by going to Path, Object to Path, then we can reverse the nodes by going to Path, Reverse. And as you can see, the text now starts at the outer point of the spiral. The only problem, however, is that the text is now upside down. To fix this, we simply have to flip the spiral horizontally by clicking this button up here, and now the text is right side up again. We can also rotate the spiral if we want. Now if we want to be able to delete the spiral and leave the text like it is, we can select the text object and turn it into a path by going to Path, Object to Path. And now we're free to delete the spiral. Be aware, however, that after we turn a text object into a path, we can no longer edit the text with the Text tool. Also, if our text was longer than the spiral, we'll have the extra text located way over here now. To pan, I'm holding down the mouse wheel and moving the mouse. To get rid of these extra letters, we can double-click the text to enter the group of paths, then select these paths and delete them. And now if we double-click the canvas to get out of the group, we can see that the object has the correct dimensions now. Okay, so that's how we can put text on a spiral in Inkscape. Thank you very much for watching.